Big breaking news out of the Bronx because the New York Yankees have traded for former Red Sox Andrew Benintendi. It is a big deal. Heading back to the Yankees from heading back to the Royals, I should say, from the Yankees is Beck Way, TJ Sikkema, and Chandler Champlain, three minor league pitchers. We'll get into three of them a little bit, and Benintendi as well. My name is Derek. I'm here with Joey. You're watching Bleacher Brawls, and let's get straight into it. So first of all, Benintendi. We'll just talk about Benintendi first, then we'll move on to the prospects that the Yankees are giving up. Andrew Benintendi. I'll go to Joey first. Thoughts on this deal for the Yankees? What are they going to get out? What are they going to get from Andrew Benintendi?
I thought this was a great deal by the Yankees. They gave up some minor league pitchers that they're not going to be using this year. This is Cashman's year to buy in, and I wouldn't even be fully convinced that they're out of the Soto trade right now, even though they've got Benintendi. I think he's really going to push all the chips in. He didn't give up any really top tier prospects. Kansas City, they need pitchers, right? They're in permanent rebuild. Benintendi's hitting 320 this year, and with that short porch in right field, I think he's only hit 3 home runs this year. I expect him to be able to double that maybe while he's with the Yankees because of the short porch. I think it's a great trade. He has experience in the AL East, which the Yankees are going to need a lot of going into the playoffs. Think about it. Benintendi is a young man, only 27 years old, but he has World Series winning experience and he has AL East experience, and you really can't buy that on today's market.
And
So
experience
I think
against
it's a
the
great
Houston
trade for the Yankees.
Astros. Yeah, and experience against the Houston Astros, who the Yankees have struggled to beat this year. They haven't beaten the Astros this year. They haven't had a lead against the Astros this year. Like, they need to beat the Astros, and Benintendi's done it before. Obviously, that was way back in 2018. Benintendi, the one thing that does worry me a little bit is his 279 expected batting average this year. That does worry me a little bit, but you're going to get solid defense in left field, a contact hitter, which is what the Yankees did really need. And it is good value for both sides. I did look quickly on the Baseball Trade Values website. 8.1 million in median trade value to the Yankees, 7.4 going to the Royals. It seemed like the Royals, and that's about even. That's the median number. There's high and low values for each. I'm not going to get into all that. But it's good value for both sides. Funny enough, on our Bleacher Brawls podcast, it should be up tomorrow morning. Or today or this past morning, whenever you see this, whenever you watch this. We were making trades for the deadline, and I was acting as another opposing GM, and I was acting as the Royals GM, and John, who's one of our Yankees contributors, is acting as the Yankees GM. And I said, give me Sikkema, give me Beck Way, and then I added in Alexander Vargas. It's not Vargas, and he's a shortstop prospect. It ended up being
So Derek,
Champlain.
what's so interesting about these three pitchers?
Well,
What's the big deal about them? Because I've never heard of them before up until today.
yeah. Well, TJ Sikkema, I'll start with him because I'm going to be writing. I'm writing right now, currently writing columns for each team's most underrated prospect. And for the Yankees, I chose TJ Sikkema, most underrated prospect according to MLB Pipeline rankings. He is 24 and only in high A, but the stats prove that he's still a very solid arm. 2.48 ERA, 11 games, 10 starts so far this season. Feels kind of like a Brandon Walter kind of guy, just in the not that he wasn't picked in like the 26th round. He was the 38th overall pick in 2019, but an older guy who's in the lower minors but performing very, very well. That's what it kind of feels like to me. So obviously lefty, fastball slider changeup mix. It seems like he has very good feel for his pitches.
And
So
he
we'll.
fit,
Yeah.
and he fits well with the Royals' expected winning window because they're not expecting to compete this year or next. I mean, it's sad that they are such a poverty franchise that they're not able to give a free agent contract to a 27-year-old 300 hitter. I mean, it is sad, but they've done it before. They've done it once. They were successful in 2015, and I guess their strategy is to pick up these guys and have them all come up at the same time and win, right?
Yeah. Yeah. At least that would be the ideal plan. Beck Way is another prospect heading to the Royals and the Yankees. I like this move for the Royals. I like Beck Way for the Royals. 22 years old. He's in high A as well. A 3.73 ERA this year. Last year, between low A and high A, he had a 3.98 ERA. Solid guy, and also has the fallback. He has the stuff to be a fallback option into the bullpen if starting doesn't work out for him. So you do get that kind of fallback to being a bullpen guy if starting doesn't work out for him. So the Royals should at least, if he continues to develop, I think they will at the very least get a big leaguer out of it. and you're giving up a rental. And the Royals didn't need Benintendi, so if you get something out of this, it's great. And the more you get, the even better it is. So yeah, I think Beck Way makes a lot of sense for the Royals because you do have that fallback option of, hey, if it doesn't work in the rotation, you get the bullpen 60 grade on his fastball and 55 on his slider. So
So
that could be
you think this is a great trade for both sides? Do you think this is a
yeah.
beneficial trade for both sides?
Yeah, because the Yankees needed a contact hitter outfielder, and the Royals, they really just need prospects. And pitching prospects too. Not you can never have too many pitching prospects. Um, so to me, it makes a lot of sense. For both sides, honestly. I do want to add
And do you
about.
think this takes them out of contention for? Do you think this takes them out of contention for Soto and Castillo, or do you think they're still in contention?
I think they are still in contention about Castillo. If you watch our podcast tonight, none of these guys we did a Castillo trade as well. And none of these guys were in a Castillo trade. So I think Castillo trade's still possible. Now, I think I never thought they had enough to get Soto because the Nationals didn't want to include a bad contract into that deal. So I don't think that they even have enough to even get Soto even without this trade. So it doesn't really make sense. But I think Luis Castillo is still their number one target, and the fallback option of Frankie Montas, and then even the next fallback option, Tyler Mahle, aren't bad options. I do want to bring up Champlain real quick. 16 games this year. I think they're all starts. 4.30 ERA and A-ball. I think that's low A. It's not amazing, but you know what? No one, you're getting this is kind of the last piece to this trade. It's like the add-on to make it say, all
He
right, we'll
throw
take
in.
it. Well, he's not a throw-in. I don't want to say he's a throw-in. It's not a throw-in. A throw-in would just be like, take this guy in low A who's got like a 5 ERA or like a 5.50, 6 ERA. He's not that. He's not a throw-in, but he's like that piece that just kind of puts it over the top to make it like, okay, we're doing this trade now before the deadline. Because it seems like teams are operating on the fact that, okay, we think Benintendi is going to get vaccinated because Toronto was in the running for him, and supposedly Benintendi said he was going to get vaccinated, so that means he will be able to play in Toronto, which is for the Yankees that's super helpful because you could run into Toronto in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm the Yankees, I'm expecting to go to Toronto.
Yeah.
This year in the playoffs, I'm expecting to have to go to Canada, and say what you want about any other of these players they could have acquired, but Benintendi is the only one with major AL East experience. Now, one thing I'd like to bring up is remember how we left the Red Sox. 2020 was a very, very down year for him. It was a big market, a lot of eyes and attention on him. How do you think that will affect him going to New York? Because it's a much similar vibe to Boston.
I don't know. The short porch will probably help him power wise. I honestly don't know though. The one thing though that's interesting, Benintendi never played with the Royals in Boston, so his return to Boston will be in a Yankees uniform on August 12th.
That's going to be a very, very emotional day for a lot of Red Sox fans.
Yep, Benny Biceps in a Yankees jersey playing in front of the Green Monster. That is, oof, that hurts our hearts as Red Sox fans.
But we have Franchi Cordero.
No, we have Winkowski and the other prospects that were in that trade. Franchi was the kind of reclamation project of that trade. Because the Royals took him on as a reclamation project and it didn't work out. But yeah, that going back to the Benintendi with the Red Sox, he showed that he could handle the pressure early in the career. Maybe it caught up to him a little bit, or maybe he just struggled.
I thought he was a head case in 2020. That's what I thought.
But that 2020 team was just awful, anyways. Though.
Well, that 2020 team made me a head case, so I guess.
All right. Before we wrap this thing up, prediction: what's Benintendi's batting average going to be with the Yankees?
I'm going to say I don't know how he's been performing this half of the year. I'm going to say 285.
All right. I was going to go 305, so 20 points apart. So, yeah. So, I'm going 305, Joey at 285. That'll be exciting. We'll see what's going to happen. Hopefully, the Yankees don't win the World Series this year for us as Red Sox fans. Our Yankees co-host would be excited if that happens, but we don't want to see it happen. If you check this out, we are a Red Sox and Yankees channel as well. We do cover other MLB teams and other sports as well, but we are mainly a Red Sox Yankees brand. So make sure to check out all the links in the description. Our website, podcast, Instagram, and Twitter, plus all of our cruise Twitters. We have a lot of coverage for on trade deadline day. Twitter Spaces, YouTube videos for all the breaking news that comes out on deadline day. So stay tuned for that. For Joey, my name is Derek. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.